Well, hello there. This is what I call a mental unhealth day. It's where I can't go to work because I'm so goddamn emotional. And I know that you're not seeing it now. Lucky you. God saw all of it, though. I wonder what God thinks of all these episodes that I have. I wonder if he's entertained. I wonder if he regrets bringing me into this world. Because I'm sure that watching me overreact the way that I tend to do, by myself over here on my own, mind you, not in front of everybody, unlike a lot of people that just want attention, it seems. I'm sure that gets boring to watch after a while. That gets old, you know? I'm sure that God would really prefer that I go to work and power through it and shit. But sometimes I just can't. Like, I'll wake up and my anxiety will be through the roof. And I know a lot of people that are very uneducated like to say things like, well, why don't you just get on medication? You don't think I've tried that, bitch? You don't think I've tried that? I have been on a smorgasbord of psychiatric drugs. They didn't do anything but make me want to commit acts of violence. Because that's what they do, which is why they prescribe them. Because they're trying to eliminate our right to bear arms. And that would be a lot easier for them to do that if all these kids are shooting up schools. But they don't look at the other correlations, you know? It's like, but he used a gun. Duh! Jesus Christ. These people just don't think for very long, you know? They're just like, okay, well, okay, so he used a gun, and he used a gun, and he used a gun, and he used a gun. Well, we need to get rid of the guns. That's what the problem is. It's obviously the guns. What about all the times that, like, people use guns to help other people? If we don't have guns, that means that the government will have all the guns. I don't like that idea. And I don't even like guns, y'all. But I really don't like the idea of the government having even more power over us. Think about who runs these psychiatric facilities. I mean, they're all government funded. So, all roads lead back to the corrupt government, you guys. They really do. Now, I've been crying, like, pretty on and off. Like, since yesterday. Like, since I stopped shooting videos, I've just been, like, in and out of a crying fit. And, medication doesn't solve that. What it does is, like, drown it out so that I'm not a person anymore. And I can't cry, and I can't come, and I can't do all the human things that humans are supposed to be able to do. Now, granted, because I have a mix of borderline personality and schizophrenia, it's going to be like a really intense experience everywhere I go, no matter what. And because my borderline personality is very rare, like, I internalize this whole experience. So stand-up comedy has really, like, taught me how to, like, just say these things that I'm thinking and not be so afraid of, like, being misinterpreted, because I've realized that, you know, you're going to be misinterpreted no matter what. Fuck it. You know? Like, everything's offensive right now, so I don't give no fucks about that shit. I'd rather have integrity than have a career. But it's very obvious that way more people would rather have a career. Like, I always knew that those drugs were bad for me, which is why my gut instinct was to flush them down the toilet or throw them into the sink or color them and use them for a future comedy project. It's totally what I'm going to do. I still have these pills that I was prescribed by an actual doctor. Now, I bring this up to illustrate a point. If psychiatry is such an important field of science, and it's so important that these motherfuckers have to go into, like, additional school for it, well, then why can't I just go to, like, the ER and be freaking out for my anxiety, and I get prescribed by a regular ass doctor antidepressants, anti-anxiety medication? If it's such a trusted field and only certain people that have certain information can prescribe these drugs, then why was I able to get a prescription from some regular ass doctor? Now, this regular ass doctor is probably one of the best doctors I've ever met, because he's one of the only doctors I've ever met that actually gives a fuck. Most doctors don't give a fuck. Like, most people are in every profession for the wrong reason. I mean, just look at politicians. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. God damn it, if she brings up this president one more fucking time. Well, I hate politics, you guys. I hate politics, and I hate liars. I do enjoy people that tell it like it is. And he really does that. Hey. Looks like Arlo wants to read American Psycho. A friend of mine loaned me this book a long time ago. This writer, Bret Easton Ellis, is fucking amazing. He's so right about the way that he sees the world. It's just, he's so cynical. Like, all of his books are just straight up, like, just kill yourself, you know? Just get addicted to pills or kill yourself, you know? That's like, all his books are about addiction and sex and just this culture. And originally he was writing about, you know, the culture in the 80s, but it's like, I was born in 1985. I didn't grow up in the 80s. Like, I mean, I wasn't a teenager, and I wasn't, like, a witness to the way that it was, you know? That's why I like talking to older people, because I feel like they have way more information. Not that young people aren't, you know, intelligent, but if you think about it, the way that our culture's going, it's like encouraging people to be stupid. It's encouraging people to not question things, to not read books, to not think for themselves. It's conditioning people to just do this all the time and not really have to work for what they want. And I mean, I do think that there's a backlash to that. I think that there are a lot of kids that are very, very smart, and they're like, you know, fuck this. I'm not going along with this. Like, this is why our culture sucks. It just scares me how many stupid people exist in this world, you guys. Because there are very few people that are on the level that I'm on. And I'm not on this level because I'm so intelligent. Like, are you kidding me? I'm not one of those people that's just gonna, like, boast about how smart I am. Like, I know I'm not fucking smart. I just question things. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Just ask a motherfucker a question. It doesn't matter if that person gets offended. If somebody gets offended because you ask a question, like, okay, so I have this joke. I haven't done it yet. Where, I think I should do sketch comedy. I think I'd be real good at that. But I'm just not motivated enough. I'd have to do, like, short sketches. Like, really, really short sketches. Like, 30-second sketches. To fall in line with my A to D to D, 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 A, D, D, A. But, so, still in my pajamas, you guys. I love popcorn. I love them so much that I have them on pants. I just wish that I could eat the popcorn out of my pants. We can pretend that this is real popcorn. I'm sorry, this wasn't the joke that I was going with. I just got distracted when I looked at my pajamas. But anyway, do you have a question that you're just dying to ask, but you don't know how to ask it, and you're so afraid for your image? Well, just get a crazy person to ask. Amy doesn't care about her image. See, I'm going to add to this, but it's really just about, see, I'm trying to do jokes where it's like I tell on myself, I tell you something personal about me. Like this is something that's a significant part of my personality. I'm a very open person. I ask a lot of questions that a lot of people are afraid to ask. I say a lot of things that a lot of people are afraid to say. How can I incorporate this into a joke and also tell on the world and criticize people for their shitty behavior? How can I do that in a funny way that's not totally demonizing? Because I hate how people do that. They just demonize somebody. That's why I'm trying not to say the names of these people in the news, because I don't want to just do this character assassination thing. I actually, if I'm making points, I want to make points about ideas, good ideas and bad ideas, not good people and bad people. Because I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to go into why what's-her-face is such a terrible, 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 terrible. There aren't enough terribles to possibly describe her. And furthermore, enough people have already said the things that I could say, like, so unless there's a joke that I can directly attribute to some piece of information about somebody, then, you know, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to waste my time with that. Because I feel like it's boring. Character assassination is boring. And it's for people that don't have lives, that just want to tear somebody else apart all because they can. And unfortunately, our culture basically cultivates this and encourages it. So, yeah, anyway. Lots of people, though. I mean, this was just something that I was thinking about on the way to work. Not today, because I didn't go, but a few weeks ago. I was just thinking about how I'm always the person that people go to whenever they want to ask a question, but they're afraid to. So they're like, Amy, hey, I can't figure out if Greg is gay. Do you think that you could ask him? And like, it's so funny because they'll come up to me and say that, and I'll be like, hey, Greg, are you gay? Like almost immediately. I was like, that's the thing. I don't understand why these things are so personal. I don't understand. I mean, that's why, if you think about it, that's why people get so offended. Because they take everything so personally. I mean, if I just ask you, it's not even like, oh, well, I want to know how to treat you. Like, I treat everybody the same, man. I don't care if you're sucking dick, eating cooter, eating ass. It doesn't fucking matter to me. As long as you're not eating a little boy's ass, that I would have a problem with that. I'd probably turn you in. And by probably, I mean I would turn you in. Even if you were my friend, that shit ain't right. And the thing is, like, the very people that want to act like they give a fuck about sexual harassment, sexual assault, and rape and all this shit, it's like, you don't give a fuck about child rape. It's like you're conflating child molestation with pathological lying at the hands of Democrats. I mean, oh my God, it's like, this makes me so fucking angry that what's-her-face what's her name? denhollander. Rachel denhollander, I think, was one of, like, the first people to come forward and make it known that Larry Nassar was, like, sexually abusing young women. And he'd been doing that for, like, 20 years, and nothing was done about it. She became a lawyer. See, this is the thing. Real victims, they do real shit. You know, I think that whole thing with what's-her-face... See, she presented denhollander, what's-her-face. I don't even want to say her name. Because that's another thing. It's like, and I know that this is probably fucked up, and my therapist probably point out how fucked up this is, but he's like, well, you don't really see people as people. I'm like, well, no, I don't. Like, not if they're pathological liars. I don't see them as people. I see them as, like, robots. Because that's really all they are. You know? Like, if you do nothing but go on your phone and try to destroy people's lives online where you don't have to take any responsibility for that, I would say that you're a shitty-ass person. And I don't care... like, what the fuck happened to you? I'd say that you're still a shitty-ass person, because there are plenty of people that experience a lot of really unfortunate circumstances, and they don't whine anywhere near as loud or anywhere near as much as you whine. And whenever they do, it's because, and they're not whining, but they're doing it because they actually want to help somebody. They're actually wanting to help other survivors or other victims or, other people that have experienced the same thing. But then you have, like, what's her face? I just call her, Dr. Whiny McWhinerson, because she has a little voice, and she wants you to feel sorry for her, and she wants you to think that she's so innocent. Women do this a lot. They use their emotions to manipulate other people. Now, I have a theory about this. I think that one of the reasons why women do this is because, and this is something that a lot of women, especially feminist women, I'm surprised that they don't talk about this, but this would be an actual point that they can make, but they never will because they're not intelligent. Feminists, well, not just feminists, but women, just women in general, because of our libidos and because of our, emotional nature, you know, we get labeled crazy by everybody in society. And something I've noticed about crazy is that other people can call you that. It's fine if other people call you that, but if you call yourself that, like I do, everybody's all up in arms. They're like, you're not crazy. Do you want to watch me cry during a Subaru commercial? Good angle. Yes, it is. I'm so pretty. So I lost a subscriber and I started crying. This is why I shouldn't have gone on YouTube. I wasn't crying because of that. I was crying because of a lot of other stuff. It just added to it. But I just feel like nobody understands me. Like, I think that the only person in the entire world that understands me is George Orwell, and he's fucking dead. And we never even met. But, like, I have all these fantasies about us meeting at a bar in the afterlife. Like, I've been fantasizing about the afterlife so much, you guys. And, like, I don't really want to kill myself. Like, I don't want to die. I just don't want... There's no option. Okay, that's what I'm realizing. Like, there's no solution. Like, when you're dealing with psychological stuff, it's really complicated. And so many people, they want to simplify it and be like, no, well, all you have to do is just pop these pills. All you have to do is just drink some orange juice. You know? Pop some pills, drink some orange juice. I walk. But it's like, the thing with depression is like, all this stuff that would make you feel better, like, you don't want to do it because you're not motivated to do it. Like, I haven't eaten for 2 days, you guys. I mean, I know that the reason why I haven't
eaten is because my emotions are screwed up. And because I haven't eaten, now my sleep schedule's screwed up. And because I didn't sleep, now my work schedule's screwed up. So it's a very complicated dilemma. This is not me playing the victim, I swear. I'm just telling you like it is. This is what the experience is like. One of the reasons why I decided to get my shitty job back at Steak and Shake is because, like, it's one of the few places where it's like I function so well because it's so chaotic. It goes right along with my crazy-ass personality juxtaposition of disorders. I have two. I didn't want to accept that I was schizophrenic for a long time. But, like, the longer that I've lived, the more that I'm realizing that it's just a part of me, man. But yeah, like, the same people that don't know about how evil psychiatry is, like, these are the people that are like, well, you don't have to stay on the medication. It's like, okay, here's the problem. These medications take approximately 3 weeks to 3 months to kick in. I know because I've been on them. So if they take 3 weeks to 3 months to kick in, I can't just pop a pill whenever I'm having an anxiety attack. That's not how it works. And if I were to do that, I'd just become an opium addict, like so many other people in America. Fuck Big Pharma. Like, that's another thing. Like, I don't want to support that corporation. I don't want to support Nazi eugenics. I don't want to support evil doctors and their evil malpractice. I'm not going to be another fucking guinea pig. And the fact that people think that, oh, well, that's crazy. Why wouldn't you want to be a guinea pig? Why wouldn't you just want to be on pills for the rest of your life and not be able to come and not be able to cry and not be able to be a human being? That just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, because I totally just want to do this. I want to be just like all of you motherfuckers. I want to just say the same stupid shit that everybody else says and act like I'm so fucking brave for saying it. Like, that's what I want to do. This is why you lose subscribers. It's fine! It's fine! Go fuck yourself! You think I want you? You think I need you? God, just like go watch fucking Gilmore Girls or some shit. It's like, I think a lot of women, it's like they want to like me. But I don't expect you to. I'm a very hard person to like, you guys. Hey. Oh, don't even act like she did anything to you. She's the sweetest cat in the world. She is. And he's a dickhead. And he fucks with her all the time. He's like a Harvey Weinstein. Don't compare him to Harvey Weinstein. That's fucked up. That is fucked up. I don't think he would rape other cats. But who knows? I'm sure that we all want to think whatever we want to think. Shout out to Rose McGowan. I have mixed feelings about Rose. I don't have mixed feelings about her tits, though. Her tits are fucking glorious. And she wanted everybody to know how glorious they were. That's why she wore that little mesh dress that exposed everything. I find it amusing how women, they want to complain about how men see them as objects. But I'm like, well, you kind of put yourself out there as an object, you know? I'm not just talking about her, but the reason I'm doing a shout out to her is because even though I don't agree with her and a lot of stuff that she says, and she's a fucking twatbot, but the thing is, she's got balls, man. She's got balls to call out Follywood, and I mean all the shit that happened to her because she called out Follywood. I think that she has every reason in the world to be self-righteous. I mean, I can completely understand why, you know, she doesn't fuck with Follywood anymore, you know? Or she thinks it's all fake. It's 'cause it is! I still want to be best friends with her. That's the thing, you guys. I live in my head. See this? That's where I live. And I think the thing with the glue tube, just lets you know if you do glue tube, well, if you watch glue tube, if you're like, especially if you watch my channel, God help you. But people that watch YouTube, it's like, they want information, you know? They just want to be understood. It's kind of like the George Orwell, oh God, this quote makes me cry because it's so true. I don't have the book because I loaned it to my friend Caitlin, that bitch. She probably still hasn't finished it. But it's all about the genuine gist of it. It's not a very long quotation that I'm fucking up, but basically he's saying that we just want to be understood. We don't want to be loved. We just want to be understood. And being understood means a lot more than being loved. I mean, like, my parents love me. But I'd much rather they understand me. I mean, that's why I have YouTube. And that's why people watch YouTube. See, this is why I can't go to work. Ugh. I mean, well, I could. I just don't. It's like I can't do it. I just don't feel up to it. You know? I feel like I can be here with myself in this alternate universe. And I can reach out. Sorry, I was noticing my chin flab. I can reach out. But sometimes I just can't be a person, you know? Just like a person that goes to work and does stuff. I mean, I've had this experience, like, not just working, but, you know, in school, just being at a grocery store. It's like, I just can't be there. It's like everything just makes me so sad. Like, if I just look at a package of potato chips, it's like... I just think about, you know, Venezuelans that won't be able to enjoy those potato chips. Like, it's not, like, it strikes me as odd that people that have no appreciation for the good things in this country, it's like they have no idea, like, how good they've got it over here, man. And just because I mean, there's certain aspects of this country, you know, like the government, that suck. And, you know, like people in power. People that have power. They can get away with whatever the fuck they want. Like Larry Nassar. Like psychiatrists. Politicians. What's her face? What's his face? They get away with so much. All because they have power. So all these feminists think that they're taking down the power structure. What, by giving power to evil, morally corrupt, pathological liars that have vaginas? That's the way to do it, huh? I believe George Carlin made this point a long-ass time ago, back when, what's-his-face was in office? Mr., blowjob enthusiast. Are you purposely fucking with Carlin? Oh, Carlin's gonna, like, come beat me up from beyond the grave because he called himself a blowjob enthusiast. But really, there's no better blowjob enthusiast than Mr. Bill Clinton.
Just letting you know who I'm talking about. Because I'm sure there are plenty of blowjob enthusiasts out there. Not just the two. But, yeah, so, Carlin made this point about how women that complain about men and power and how morally corrupt men are mirror their behavior. And, I mean, that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, look at what they did to What's-His-Face, all because he was the Supreme Court judge that What's-His-Other-Face nominated. I mean, just watching them completely destroy that man, along with his family, you know, and that we put that bitch up on some sort of pedestal, and we act like, wow, she's so brave. She's so brave that she came forward 36 years later to tell about this one incident that her best friend denies and says that didn't fucking happen. I mean, there are so many holes in her story, but that doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter. Because we want to believe her. It's just the principle of it, you guys. The principle. These people don't have standards, they don't have morals, and they don't have ethics. They don't give a fuck about anything but what's important right now. Or what they've been told is important right now. Bird flu. Bird flu, Ebola, AIDS. I mean, I remember the AIDS epidemic being like a really big thing. That was when, you know, I was growing up. I grew up in Indianapolis, and there was this kid that had AIDS. And people were terrified of him. I mean, if you freak people out, like I've been saying about hate, but how easily manipulated people are when they don't understand their own emotions. It's like I drive myself crazy all the time obsessing about stupid things. But at least I know that it's all in my head, you know? All these people are obsessing about all these things that they've been told to obsess about for the purpose of voting for certain people or giving certain people money. It's really scary, y'all. It's really, really scary. And it's these same people that will call you a racist all because you say something politically incorrect. Even though they've never been to the projects, but you have a bunch of times.